Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning, everyone. I want to talk about this idea of a wealthy mindset. So, my partner and mentor has written a book or co-authored a book with Myron Golden, and it's his latest book, The Wealth Formula. The Wealth Formula. And so, in the book, I'm just going to give you a little takeaway of the book. In the book, he talks about mindset. And so they've talked about it openly on their social media platforms, YouTube and the like. And they talk about having a certain type of mindset, right? Because our mindset plays a very important part when you're talking about the day and age that we live in and speaking about wealth. And so many people think that, and many people have the idea that what makes a person wealthy is the amount of money that they have, whether that's a little bit of money or a lot of money, whatever that means in your mind, whatever that definition is for you, right? And so many of us talk about a little bit of money like it's a lot of money, and many of us talk about a lot of money with a wealthy mindset like it's a little bit. And that helps to trick the mind or train the mind or retrain the mind to think in a wealthy mindset. And so for those who are hung up on, haven't even made the decision yet to be wealthy, right? Haven't made it up in their mind that they are already wealthy, and that eventually that will play itself out as you take the steps in that direction, right? And so I have the thinking, and I have the mind that I'm where I am in my life today because of mindset coupled with action, right? And typically how it works is for somebody who wants to build a house, what did they do first? They got a plan, right? They set a plan up, or they wrote the plan down. The Bible talks about, write the vision down so that he who reads it can run with it, right? And so for someone who's building a house, they're not going to just haphazardly build that house. They are going to have an engineer, have people that create the blueprint document, right? And the plan for the building of that house in order. They're going to pay them, and they're going to write down all the particulars, the measurements and things like that for the house. And so they have a blueprint to build that house, just like there's a blueprint to construct a vehicle, right? So in a similar way, in our minds, we have to have, it usually starts in our minds, a blueprint in our minds for where we are in our life right now. And some might say, no, I don't want to be where I am in my life right now. I want to be in a better place. Well, because of good habits or bad habits, because of a certain train of thought, right? And that train of thought being worn away, if you will. Another way to put it would be has worn a well-ridden or walked path in your mind, just like a path in the woods, a well-walked or a path that's been walked over constantly over and over and over, creates a pathway, right? Creates a like a roadway, even but for your feet, right? Or for the animal that that has worn out that path in the woods. And so, same way for our minds, that the ways that we've been thinking, the ways that you were taught, the ways that you grew up, the system, the school system, or whatever, wherever you grew up, and whatever you were taught by, teachers, family, friends, media, whatever you allowed to play a major role, or whoever you allowed to play a major role in your life, right? That has gotten you to where you are right now. That has gotten me to where I am right now. And so the question is, do we like the results that we see? Do you like the results that you see? So I'm talking to you today about a wealthy mindset. A wealthy mindset is a healthy mindset. And, for those who, spend most of their life, and who most of us have spent most of our lives, right, working for someone else to pay the bills, right? It almost seems like, what type of crazy matrix are we in to be living life somewhere where we don't like, our job, we don't like the career, we don't like the path that we've chosen, right? But the key word there is chosen. Now, some people grew up wherever they grew up, and they say, well, I can't help the family that I grew up in, or I can't help the geographical location that I grew up in. Okay, you can't help that, if you will, but you can help what you do once you become aware. You can help what you do, right? And the steps that you take from here on out. And so we're talking today about a wealthy mindset is a healthy mindset. And we're also touching upon the fact that Rick the Wealth Coach co-authored a book with Myron Golden, and it's called The Wealth Formula, right? How to 10x your offline income online. And so we've been studying another book, actually, 10x is easier than 2x, and that's a whole nother ball game. But this whole idea of having a wealthy mindset, when you think about it, right now I'm driving, okay, and it's flurrying out. It's snowing out. There is no lack of flurries, right? There's no lack of space that I'm seeing, as I can only see so far, but there's no lack of space. There seems to be no lack of trees and grass and air even. How many times can you breathe in a day? How many times can you breathe in deeply in a day? Do you think there's any less air for someone else to breathe in because I breathed in 1,000 times, 2,000 times, 5,000 times, 10,000 times in a day, heavily? Breathe in and breathe out. There's still an abundance of air. There's an abundance of space. There's an abundance of these flurries that are coming down. And so there's this place or point of view that I come from, is that Genesis is true, God is true, when he said, God created the heavens and the earth, right? And so there's a creator that created the heavens and the earth, and because of the things that he created, and by the things, like the evidence of the things that he created show me that he has to have this being called God, this being called Yahweh, called Elohim, this being called Father, this being called the Son of God. Because the Bible says that without him was nothing made. And he's talking about Jesus there, inspired by the Holy Spirit. Without Christ, without Jesus, without Yahweh, without Yeshua, was nothing made that was made, right? Everything was made by him, through him, to him, and for him. And so I don't see any evidence anywhere that God lacks anything. I don't see anywhere that God lacks or does anything in a sparse little mentality, or Um, I don't see anything anywhere. When you look at seeds in the earth for growing things, for growing trees, when you look at the seed is in itself, right? When you look at the leaves, I'm looking at the leaves as I'm driving. I'm looking at the leaves that are on the ground. There is no lack of leaves on the ground. And so if someone has to be convinced that, you know what, in life, there is no lack. In my physical surroundings, I see no lack, right? I see an abundance of all things. And so it's really your point of view. Do you see the cup half empty or half full, right? It is our perspective. It's our perspective on things. And so that's something to keep in mind today as you go throughout your day. How are you seeing things? What is your mindset? What are you seeing in your mind? What are you practicing and rehearsing over and over in your mind? Are you saying I'm broke, or are you saying I'm rich? Are you saying I'm wealthy? Because a wealthy mindset is a healthy mindset. A wealthy mindset, right? A set way of thinking. Have you set yourself up for a positive way and positive outcomes in your life? Positive way of thinking and positive outcomes. And so that's my question for you today. Have you decided in your mind that you're going to have to be a wealthy and to have a wealthy mindset? And so that was my that's something that I wanted to share with you guys today, and to encourage you to have a wealthy mindset. So I'm just pulling up to my destination right now. But that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, briefly, before I leave. That you want to have a wealthy and a healthy mindset. A wealthy mindset is a healthy mindset, and I encourage you. And I get no proceeds from this, but since this is something that I've done already, I encourage you to read the book, The Wealth Formula by Rick the Wealth Coach and Myron Golden, The Wealth Formula, and see what it's talking about in there about mindset. Mindset times tool set times assets equals assets. I'm sorry, mindset times tool set times skill set equals assets. And so they talk about the mindset, and they go on to talk about skill set, and they also talk about a tool set. And then those things combined equal assets, guys. So something to think about today. It's still flurrying right now. There's no lack of flurries right now. There's no lack of frozen precipitation right now. There's no lack when it's raining. It seems to be, doesn't it, that there's no lack of those things. And so let's take on this mentality. Let's take on this mindset that, you know what, whatever it is that maybe an outside source would say that I'm lacking, right? Because it does seem to be like when you pay too much attention to media and negative folks, you'll hear them talk about lack a lot. You'll hear them talking about not having, right? Not having enough. Let's be thankful and grateful about what we do have today. Let's take on a mindset of wealth, of more than enough, right? And also a mindset of wealth is that I'm already wealthy, that I'm already valuable, and I bring a wealth of value to the table in life for my family. I bring a wealth of value for the business. I bring a wealth of value for friends, for colleagues. I bring a wealth of value to the marketplace. So this is something to think about, to get in your mind that you bring a wealth of value. You are valuable. You are, by the fact that you are living and breathing right now, the fact that you have health right now, the fact that you woke up today right now, the fact that you can see right now, that you can hear right now, that you can taste right now, the fact that your heart is beating right now, that you're watching this right now, that this is wealth. You are wealthy. You are a being, a creation, a person of wealth. And so that's something to keep in mind today, guys. So until next time, plenty of peace and stacks of success.